Previously on The Dude and the Guy. I was like, you got these guys behind us that won't shut the up. You got these people in front of us that won't stop touching each other. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Let's defy him and make out harder.
I don't know the rules. All right, cool then. We ready to start?
Yeah.
We starting? Cool. This is my impression of Hagrid telling Harry that he's a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry.
It's pretty good.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
And then this is my impression of The Undertaker threatening Randy Orton. Rest in peace.
I never saw that, so I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
But
they're weirdly similar, too.
Are they?
No.
For you, for what you just said.
My impression,
I thought they sounded pretty similar.
Yeah.
But
they're canonically not, they don't sound similar.
Yeah. Okay. Are you going to use that as like a bit?
No. No. That was only for the podcast.
Okay. I'll take a sip because you're taking a sip.
That's pretty good. Pink apple and lemon.
Yeah.
No such thing as a pink apple. No such thing as a pink lemon.
You'd think that.
I would think that.
That's why I said it. Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I think there's pink lady apples.
So they're
but
ladies
they're not like
because
pink?
they're pink or what?
That's what they're called. All right. Nobody's amended it since.
All right.
So until then, I'm
just saying, we got our eye on you.
Okay. All right.
The allegiance and I.
Yeah, the people, the real people behind the show.
So we were just talking about this upcoming UFC event, which by the time this video is out will be in the past.
Yeah.
I'm picking Volkanovski to beat Islam Makhachev.
Wow.
By the time this comes out, I will be wrong or right.
Yeah. You'll either
at
look
this moment.
foolish or like, whew, he knew.
Yeah.
Never doubted.
But we were talking about how Volkanovski's fight with Ortega was pretty one-sided, except for the moment in the fight when Ortega got Volkanovski in a guillotine choke and like his head was purple, like it looked like a turnip.
Yeah.
And like it could have actually popped, like his forehead could have just popped.
Getting to that point.
But he didn't tap and he got out. And then I was saying if Islam gets him in any kind of choke, he's not going to slip out. He probably won't tap because he's so mentally tough like that.
Yeah.
But he'll go out.
Yeah.
He's not going to let go of the submission like Ortega did. And then you said it's something along the lines of it's easier not to tap if it's a chokehold, but if it's like some kind of joint submission, a knee bar, arm bar.
If it's going to affect me for the rest of my life, I'm probably going to tap.
Like you'd rather get anybody. I'd rather get choked out than have my elbow snapped at the elbow where it's flopping around, And then I asked you if you've ever been choked out before, and that's when we decided let's cut this and we'll do this on
record.
Yeah. So, have you ever been choked out?
Yeah, no. So like I've never been in a fight or anything, like on the street or anything, but my coach Denny, right, of Maryville Wrestling. Mm-hmm. He used to teach like self-defense classes. Yeah. And he used to like train police officers for like, how to like self-defend. Yeah. And, sometimes at Maryville, he'd teach classes in the morning with like other teams. So like we'd do like softball and like we'd practice, submissions or whatever. Right. And we'd practice those and like he presented that on me. I have a picture of it actually.
Of him
choking me out.
Choking
Yeah. So I tapped, but like
by that time
I think I would have been okay if I like just I wouldn't be like conscious, but yeah.
Have
you?
I've been choked out in my life I think 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. Mostly by my brother. The first time
You could scoot the table if you need to.
Don't want to. Don't need to.
Okay. My grandpap's table that we just built.
Yeah.
It's new. Notice. Go on.
You have all your grandparents living?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how I'm going to be devastated when something goes down.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they're all going to be dead.
Yeah. So it's weird. No one's really died. It's crazy.
Really? One half of mine have perished.
Yeah.
One half of my grandparents have perished.
And how recent was this?
Oh, like 2017, 2018, something like that. One of them died of cancer.
Yeah.
And the other died of, I don't even know how he actually, whenever he did expire, I don't know what it was that punched his ticket.
Yeah.
But he had like a heart attack and a seizure like 3 days apart. It was crazy.
Wow.
It's the only time I've seen my grandma cry. Devastating. Anyway, my brother comes up behind me. I'm in the kitchen.
Back to the headlock.
I'm in the kitchen. My brother comes up behind me. I was like a kid. I don't know how old. He starts choking me. I tap, 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 and then he lets go. I'm like, ah. Then my next memory is waking up on the floor. And I was like, man, I look around. I'm like, I guess I fell asleep in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. And my brother was like, yeah, he's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I just like took a nap in here, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I mean, after I let you go, you took a couple of steps and then you just fell down.
Oh,
and I was like, you did choke me.
Yeah.
I was like, did I pass out from that? And he's like, yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that was crazy. Because I'll never forget. It's been a long time since I've been choked out. That was the first time. The next time was at like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to show my cousins. And then my brother let me do it to him once. And he's 5 years older than me. He was a lot taller. So he got down on his knees. I choke him out. I let go. And he's on his knees and his head just goes straight down. Ooh. And where he's like, downward dog.
Yeah.
But
just limp.
There was a vent. It was a carpet floor, but there was a vent on the floor. Oh. So his head goes right into the vent. And then another time was at wrestling practice. One of my teammates came up and choked me, and I got up and I was like, honestly, it's the best sleep. It's like a total reset.
Yeah.
It's like a factory reset of the brain.
Yeah.
Except you keep all your memories for the most part and all that. But like I wake up feeling so rejuvenated. I'm like almost like thank you. You know? I sleep good, but when I get choked out, there's nothing better.
Yeah. Huh.
But I do brag about if someone chokes me, I won't tap out. I'll just fall asleep. But same deal. If somebody starts twisting my arm or something.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's interesting.
I'm a little baby.
I haven't heard of like a lot of, just passing out stories, but like that's the first I've heard of like somebody like, being choked out, they tap, they let you go, and then they pass out.
It's because they don't let go when I tap.
Yeah.
They wait till they want to let go.
I guess like the oxygen, like there's already like an issue.
It's not about, believe it or not, it's not even about the oxygen. It's blood flow. When you choke them, you're cutting off the circulation.
It's like a
neck.
blood choke. So your brain just shuts down.
It's
for a
so
second.
Crazy.
Wow.
So crazy.
The more you know.
The more you know. I've only passed out from like impact twice, which I think is more than ideal.
Yeah.
But one time I fell down the steps and then woke up at the bottom of the steps.
Wow.
And I was like, I think I knocked myself out. Wow. And my dad was on the couch watching TV and he laughed. He got a good laugh out of it. And then the other time was in a wrestling match. Somebody, I was on bottom, tried to get out. He returned me, but he had my arm trapped, so my head just went right into the mat. And like, it was like a flashbang in Call of Duty, just ringing. Everything had like a purple film to it. It was so weird. And then I go on to actually win the match in overtime. I got the takedown and sudden victory. And after the match, one of my coaches was like asking me about the match, and I was answering questions incorrectly.
Yeah.
And then I go and see the trainer and have a conversation with them, and they pull me from the tournament. And like, I was happy to be pulled from that tournament. There was Lee's Summit. That was like the worst. I hated that tournament so much.
Yeah.
But
just the drive and
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I've never been like knocked out in a match, but there I know what you're talking about. Like, there's no purple film, but like there's sometimes where like there'll be like a big impact, and like I feel like there's like it's like a flashbang.
Yeah,
you know, I'm like,
it's ringing. Things are ringing.
Yeah.
It was weird. I like vaguely remember things, or maybe there's this thing where your brain kind of creates memories to fill in gaps. So I don't know if this is that phenomenon or if this is real memories, but it was like everything, it all sounded like somebody was talking to me from the next room. I could it was all muffled and stuff. And then, I was out of it, and then I was like, shit, they're going to stop this match. And I was like, all right, I did this, like, get the hell away from me.
Yeah.
And then snapped my headgear back on and went back to work and ended up winning the match. But, like, there's a video of, like, the second half of the match after all that had already happened. But, like, watching the video, I remember being like, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of this. And then, like, just watching myself, I could tell how it looked very autopilot. You know, it was like, you could see the difference night and day, me wrestling at like 100% versus whatever percentage this qualifies as. You know, it was really crazy. But that's enough of that.
Yeah, it's like your instincts took over.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah. I actually really liked that happened because I was like, that's cool. I don't even need my brain. My body did it for me. All muscle memory. All right. So when somebody says that's what you do best, okay? Has anyone ever said that to you?
I've said it a few times.
Okay. Do you think that they mean you do it better than anyone else, or you do it better than anything else you do?
Is that a bit?
No.
It could be a bit.
Maybe.
Because, like, I don't know, another way to reword that is like, yeah, it's pretty much what you said. Like, that's what you do best. Like, nobody does it like you. You're superior.
Yeah.
For that activity compared to anyone else. Or you just suck at everything else.
And this is what you do best. Yeah.
You do it like just as good as anyone else. Yeah. But you suck at everything,
Right.
So you're asking like which one is it?
Well, for you, when you say it, what do you mean?
It's the first one. Like, oh, you're good at this.
That's what you do best.
But like, I don't really like mean anything. There's no like meaning behind it. For me, at least, it's just like it's a funny thing to say.
Right.
I guess it's like I say like it's what I do.
Right.
It's what I do best.
Right.
I'm trying to think if I've ever said like that's what you do best, but if I ever, I'm pretty sure I've said it, but I feel like whenever I have said it, there was no emotion behind it.
Right.
It was just a funny thing.
Either.
Yeah, because it's psychopathic tendencies.
Right.
But yeah. I don't know, just the funny thing to say.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How about you?
I don't ever say it.
Okay.
I don't say it because it's a stupid fucking thing to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like there's other things I say that I just say because they're funny.
Yeah, you do. You do that a lot. I can't think of any off the top of my head though. I think that when it's said though, it's meant you do it better than anything else you do.
Yeah,
that's what I think. There's a scene in Daredevil when no, actually, I think I'm totally remembering that wrong. It's when Karen calls her dad and she's like, "Oh, I screwed everything up," and he's like, "That's what you do." He doesn't say for a second I thought he said that's what you do best, but he says that's what you do. So
yeah.
I wake up at 4 a.m. every day for work.
Yeah.
Today, it's the weekend, so I woke up at 6.
You splurged
I
a
slept
little bit.
in till 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I wake up, I'm awake before the sun every day. And a lot of times when I wake up at 4, I'm not awake until 6. It's kind of the same thing. It's all autopilot. I don't remember most of my drives to work.
Yeah.
I don't remember most of the first things that happen at work. But I do know a few weeks ago, I drive a red Ford Fusion, you know, little sedan, little maroon sedan.
Yeah.
Drive to work, stop at a Casey's on the way to work, and I go in, get my stuff, you know, my breakfast pizza, waters, etc. And come out, and I see my red car. I open the door, I get in, and my car, when I open the door, the light doesn't come on, and it frustrates me because, like, at night I'll be looking for something in my car, you know. So, first thing I noticed when I got into this car was the light was on, and I'm like, you know, that's weird. And I look down, and the car is completely clean and has leather seats. My car doesn't have leather seats. I'm like, oh, get out, close the door, get into my car. I got into a stranger's car at the gas station.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they were still inside. So I get in their car, realize it's not my car, get out, close the door, get in my car, and leave before anything came of it.
Any investigation. Yeah. That's funny.
So it was like a quick thing that happened. Like, it's just crazy.
Something's off.
Something's different about my car.
Yeah, who reupholstered my seats while I was in Casey's?
Since then, I actually figured out why my light didn't turn on when I opened the door. So now it does, but for a long time it didn't, and it frustrated me. Jess and I moved.
That's right.
I know you know that, but does the audience? I don't think so.
Do you?
Do you know? Jess and I moved. Did you know? We moved to a new place. We were renting this house now because for a long time we were living with my sister and her kids, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I love my sister and my nieces and my nephew, but we didn't have enough space. We were in the basement, so everything the kids did, we could hear
The thumps.
just like it was happening on my scalp, not just the floor above me, but on my scalp. It felt like. So it's just nice now. We've been there about a month and change, and having our own space, you know, for the dogs. We have like 100 dogs.
Yeah.
We have 3, but once
You run a shelter.
Once you have more than 2 dogs, you might as well have 100 dogs. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
So they have a backyard that's fenced in, and because at my sister's, there's a creek back there in the backyard and no fence. Because like it's really gnarly when everything flooded, it just like washed away the fence. It didn't wash it away, it knocked it over. So the fence is all.
The fence was defenseless against any people trying to exit the backyard.
Enter or exit.
Enter, yes.
So the dogs, you know, my dog, my border collie, she's great. She's the best. She's perfect. So disgusting. But she doesn't run away.
Yeah.
But my little beagles, Jess's dogs, nightmares, you know, Antichrist dogs that I love very much, they will get away. And so it's nice having it fenced in. Man, when we moved, we asked Joe. I don't know if you guys remember, the chef was on this podcast many moons ago.
Check it out.
We left Butters, the little Beagle Corgi mix.
Yeah.
We left him with Joe for we were going to leave him there for a couple of nights or whatever. And I woke up at I think I woke up early still. And then he texted me around 8 and he's like, dude, I can't find Butters anywhere. I'm like, what do you mean you can't find him anywhere? And I called him. I was like, hey, are you like joking around? Or he's like, no, he's like, sounds devastated. He's like, I can't find him anywhere. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I let him out to pee and then he just wouldn't come back. I'm like, you let him out with no leash? Yeah. He's like, yeah. I'm like,
the fuck?
I don't even have time to go into how stupid that is. I have to go get my dog.
Yeah.
So we live in Florissant. He lives in St. Charles. So that was like, we had to drive like 20 minutes there. The whole time Jess and I are worried because when they would get out at my sister's, they would just run up and down the creek. Sometimes he would go to the next neighborhood over, but all it is a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. The main road is that way a little, but they did a good job staying away from it somehow. But St. Charles, he's got like a little patch of woods, and then the rest is all neighborhoods and main roads. Yeah. So I was like, and his cat just got preyed upon by some predator only weeks prior to this. Mm-hmm. So Jess and I are driving there freaking out. In my head, Butters is gone forever. And I'm like, we're just going to look around, find him, bring him home, but in my head, he's gone forever. Because of this predator, this unknown predator, and then St. Charles is busy, a lot of cars. Yeah. And so we're driving there, and I'm like so pissed off at Joe, and so is Jess, which is weird because we both love Joe dearly. Yeah. We never get mad at him, but this just felt so dumb, you know. Yeah. And I was like, how long has he been out? He's like, since about 2 or 3 a.m.
And what time was it then?
8. And it was so cold. Yeah. And I think it was raining or it had just rained. So I was like, if the cars or this unknown predator haven't gotten to our little Butterbean, then what if he froze to death? You know? So I told her, I was like, okay, when we get there, I'll walk around in the patch of woods. You just drive around. It's all squares. The streets are just tons of squares put together.
You go on Google Maps, that's
just one huge square.
Chessboard,
checkerboard, chessboard. We'll talk about chess in a little bit.
Okay.
But I was like, you drive around the neighborhoods, just drive in squares, and then I'll look around in the woods, and we'll just keep in touch with each other. We get there, and Butters is standing in Joe's front yard. Just by this bush in his front yard. So we're like, I don't know what we're going to do. Drive over the hill? I'm like, oh, there he is.
Just so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
They're like all of your stories.
Yeah, there's no.
So we stop, we grab him. I mean, he's freezing cold, he's wet, shaking, you know. So Jess gets in the car with him, turns the heat all the way up. I walk into Joe's house. I don't knock or anything. I was going to go in there. I was going to go in there and bitch up a storm, but he wasn't in there. And he stayed at his friend's house like a couple houses down. So he was able to avoid my wrath that time, which is probably good for our relationship because I was so pissed off that like I was just like
you'd say things in the heat of the moment.
Maybe I'm really good about not doing that, but it just depends. It depends really on how he's reacting to it. Yeah. If he's like, dude, what's the big deal? Then I would probably get to that level. But if I could tell visibly that he felt bad and whatnot, then I probably wouldn't reach that.
Okay.
But it was terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad your little Butterbean is back home
alive
safe and
well.
Sound. Yes.
Alive and well. Nelly just got spayed. Our other beagle. They chopped it all out.
That's rough.
Yeah. Watched him do it. They took a hacksaw to her.
Wow. Okay.
Not really.
Cheaper places.
Yeah. Yeah, my cousin did it in his basement.
Yeah.
Man, there was something during all of that, not just chess, that I wanted to talk about. Something sprung something else, and I forget what it was. How much time are we at?
We're at 25.
You know what pisses me off so bad?
What?
I was going to guess 23, so I would have been wrong, but I would have been really close.
Well, if it makes you feel better, we're at 26 now, so...
would have been fucking way off.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Then you know what? We'll just go straight into the conversation about chess. Let's talk about it. Okay? Caleb Noble, right?
Yeah.
I have some notes.
Okay.
You are the most calculated person that I know.
Thank you.
The most calculated. Definitely, depending on what form of intelligence we're talking about, the smartest person I know.
All
and
right.
if we're broad about the specific form of intelligence, because you're also the dumbest person I know at the same time.
Somehow, yeah.
So your top 3 generally smartest people that I've ever known. We used to play chess and Connect 4 a lot over iMessage.
Yes.
I never ever beat you at either fucking one.
Yeah.
We recently played chess, and I absolutely wiped the floor with you.
I was off the couch. Yeah. No, yeah, you did it. You got it done.
I beat you at chess, and then immediately follow the message with unconventional, because it seemed so like, because I remember early on you got a piece of mine. I don't know if it was my bishop or what.
Yeah, like I forgot what it was, but I got one of your bishops. I think it might have been like a knight. I got a knight, and I'm like, I'll lose a pawn from this, but knight for a pawn, and I'll take
Good
that
trade.
any day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And like I knew I was trying to do, because the knights are so underrated. Mm-hmm. They're so underrated.
They can go like through people, pretty much.
Yeah. So I was trying to be a sneak dog with my knights, and I don't remember the whole sequence anymore, but I know I was trying to set something up with that knight, but I don't know if you noticed, from my first move was with the knight. You know, like I was using the knight the whole game, so I knew you probably were recognizing the knight. And then I like set it up with my bishop over on my bottom right. It would be your top left, and it was like across the board. Mm-hmm. And then I don't remember exactly how it ended, but I'm pretty sure the checkmate was between. Oh, it might have been a queen at my queen actually.
Yeah, I think that's what.
I think it was. I think I set it up with my queen, not the bishop. Sneaky queen, but yeah, it just like it felt so good. Like, it felt so good. I don't even know why, because I remember like when you guys were at my house, like the day before or something, for like a little housewarming party, and you were like, hey, Dennis, want to play chess or something? And I'm like, oh, Caleb's been playing chess.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Like, because you were like, hey, Dennis, want to play chess? And he's like, nah, man. Thinking like, okay, that's because he knows he'll get his fucking ass whooped. And I was like, I hope he doesn't challenge me to chess. But then the next day, that's when I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I send you the chess thing, and then we start going. And yeah, I don't know. It was just cool. And I kind of want to do it more. I want to play chess more and just be decent at it. Because it's one of those games where you have to be thinking several moves ahead. You can't just think one move ahead. And that's what I was trying to do, was like have the knight deep in your territory where you're like, okay, this fucking knight, and then set up the shit from across the board that you wouldn't see, you know? So, but I remember when you took out, it must have been a knight or a bishop. You took it out early, like it was like my first piece to go. Yeah. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not even going to finish this game. It pissed me off so bad. Yeah. It pissed me off unbelievably bad. And, yeah, I was like, you know, whatever. I'll just play till I fucking lose.
Yeah.
You
finish the game. Yeah. Finish what you started. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So that's something I think we should do on the YouTube, because I think I have a chessboard, don't I? Yeah. Is that where you? I think you saw it in my closet and brought it up. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we should do that.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I would have brought it if I thought about it.
Yeah,
I didn't review my notes.
Now you have. Yeah. I definitely prefer playing chess in person, just because, like, the sequences, like, it's all there in front of you. And,
it's weird on on like, I feel like it'd be such a boring YouTube video, but I think we could
if we edit it in a way to, yeah.
We could make it something. Speaking of Queen, Miley Cyrus, huh?
What about her? Her and Liam Hemsworth?
I don't care about that, dude. I don't like when I'm in a relationship with somebody bringing up their past, you know?
Oh, yeah. Because, yeah.
When we talk about Miley Cyrus, is it like when she and I are together, we don't talk about my exes either.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, no, but I've been, every time something happens, she like released a new album or a new song or something. I don't think you got what I was saying.
No, I have no idea.
Cyrus, I was saying Miley Cyrus is my current girlfriend, and we don't talk about her exes or mine.
That went over my head, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, dumbest person I know. But if I was talking about, like, something I read in, like, one of a
the quadratic formula. I'm like, go on.
Yeah. So, but, like, Jess was listening to it or something, and she would, like, bring up Miley Cyrus, and I was like, oh, you talking about my queen? You're talking about my queen right now. Like, I just kept doing it. You know? I just love Miley Cyrus. She's the man. She is the man.
Okay. Is that it?
Speaking of Jess, my actual queen, I've been watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So, spoiler alert, when Rick and co are in Alexandria, did you ever get to that point?
I did. I think that's where I ended.
Okay, so there's this, I mean, beautiful woman who's like she like cuts people's hair.
Yeah, her name's Alexandra in real life, the actress.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, her name is Jessie in the show, and she has her husband and her 2 kids. By this point...
Pete.
Huh?
Her husband's name Pete, right?
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah.
Pete. Yeah, and then Sam and Ron, the children.
Children. Yeah.
And, oh, wait, no. I'm losing my mind. She gets killed, whatever. It was a really messed up death. I'm thinking of a little bit further, actually. For some reason, dude, so many people get absolutely murked in the show.
Yeah.
That I get them confused. It was a person that was a savior. It was with the saviors. Did you ever get to Negan and all that?
No.
You never got to Negan?
No. I mean, no. Like, I've seen, like, clips, but I haven't.
You never got to him in the show or the comics? Did you read the comics?
No.
Never?
No.
Oh, man.
Never.
He's, like, my favorite villain. Like, he's one of my favorite villains across all media.
Yeah.
You know? Not just in The Walking Dead. He's so awesome. But, he's like, oh, you don't have any guts. Cuts the dude open, his guts spill out. He's like, oh, how embarrassing. Your guts were in there the whole time. You know, just like stuff like weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's one of his goons that gets like, she captures a couple of the main characters for a while, and then finally they're breaking out, and then a couple of zombies come in. Our favorite characters use the zombies to defeat the saviors that are holding them captive. And like, this zombie is like biting her face and ripping pieces off her cheeks.
Yeah.
And the special effects are so good. And she's like screaming. The actress is like screaming. And it's a good performance. And I'm sitting there like with my chin on my knuckles, you know, just like smiling so big because of how hard she was screaming.
Yeah.
That was making me laugh. And just the way she died because of how like sinister her actions were up until that point. It was satisfying. So I'm smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
And Jess walks by and she's like, can you explain to me why when I walk by, I can hear somebody, because she can't see the TV, she can only see me.
Yeah.
I hear somebody screaming bloody murder, and I look at you, and you're smiling ear to ear. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I could see why you would look at me like I'm some kind of psychopath.
Yeah.
But you had to see everything that led up to this moment.
Yeah.
You understand.
It's like a payoff. Yeah.
But I was like, man, because I totally understand how, from her point of view, I looked like a complete psycho.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. What do you think of Journey?
Journey, they sang
Don't stop believing.
They sang something else.
Oh, Sherry, our love.
Oh, that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some other ones.
Yeah. Dang it. What, did they sing, golly. Go on.
So, do you like them?
I like them, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Obviously, I'm not super familiar with
you're not
all
like
of
a
their
fan.
songs, yeah.
Would you call yourself a fan or
I'm
just
a casual?
like yeah. So I think that Journey is the absolute. Go ahead.
Separate Ways, I think, is the song. I don't know if that's. I think it's by Journey.
I've never heard of it. I think they're the absolute most overrated band of all time.
Okay.
I absolutely hate them.
Yeah.
And like, you know, anybody who's like 56 is like, "What'd you say about Journey?" And I hate every single one of those guys too.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, I'm not gay.
Naturally, yeah.
And I don't think that the lead singer of Journey is, but I want to make him fall in love with me so I could break his heart. That's how much I hate his music.
Oh, okay.
I want to break his heart.
Yeah. Is he still alive? Is he?
I would assume. I mean,
okay.
Not everyone is dead.
Yeah, not every singer before 2000 is dead.
Yeah. So that's all. I hate Journey. I really, really hate Journey. You know, Journey. That's good. That's good. Because I texted my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Let me see. We might have to trim some of this fat here. Because it might take me a second to find.
Oh, jeez. Keep numbers 20 and 37 in mind.
Numbers 20 and 37?
Yeah, you could just type it or something, or text it to me.
Okay.
Because
20 and 37.
I cussed, I dropped the F-bomb at 20, and now at 38 now, I guess, we got to trim that puppy.
Yeah.
Someday love will find
this is gonna
you.
This is
break those chains that bind. No, that's Survive. I don't even know anymore.
Damn. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to find this. Let me go to my convo with my mambo.
How we touched and went our separate ways.
Man, have you been watching the Chiefs at all?
No.
Here we go. Okay.
They're in the Super Bowl or something, right?
So, yeah. All right. 20 and 37. I'll do it later. So I texted my mother. Actually, you know what? It's hilarious that this was the segue because I didn't even mention Journey in this. So I texted my mom, who sings that stupid ass Forever Young song?
Oh yeah.
And she goes, Rod Stewart, not a stupid song. And I said, top 3 worst songs of all time. Don't Stop Believing is the worst. Okay. She said, LOL. I said, then Freebird, then Bohemian Rhapsody. So Forever Young is the 4th worst.
Okay, go on.
And then I said, now Purple Rain is the bee's knees. I won't lie. And she said, so is Forever Young. And I said, come on, it's just you and me talking now, not you and another 55-year-old. You can be honest with me. And then she said, LOL, you silly. So then I never answered.
Yeah, you can't really respond to that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So have you ever heard that song, Forever Young?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Here's the thing.
I hate it so bad.
I don't like the Forever Young song, but Don't Stop Believing, and I think Bohemian Rhapsody as well.
I hate Bohemian Rhapsody.
I think they're good songs, but I found myself cringing when I've heard of it, probably in like the last 7 years, because they are so overplayed.
Definitely.
You know? And I think that's where I've developed a slight mild hatred for these songs because they're overplayed.
That's where
they ruined it. They ruined it for me.
That's where I developed my hatred for these songs.
Yeah.
Like the first dude, I used to love Journey.
Yeah.
I used to like Journey kinda.
Yeah.
I used to like them.
It's like every villain origin story.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved them until I didn't.
Yeah. So I same with, but I don't think I ever liked Bohemian Rhapsody because it always confused me because it always sounds like it's like 4 songs.
Yes,
it's
that's
so
true.
long. But people ruin them. Like that's why I don't like 21 Pilots. There's 21 Pilots is good.
Yeah.
You know, they're good enough. I didn't listen to Post Malone for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I still haven't
Dude.
watched Tiger King. I just don't like it. If everybody talks about how great it is, I don't
Yeah.
want any part of it. Because masses are stupid as hell. So I don't like things that everyone likes because I don't like everyone. You know? I like individuals a lot, but when you group too many people together, their opinions start sucking really, really bad. So that's why I like Dahmer. I still haven't watched Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
If people talk about how great it is, if it's all I see on social media or whatever,
I'm surprised you don't hate Wednesday.
I haven't watched it.
You haven't? Okay.
No, but I love Jenna Ortega.
Okay.
She's like a brilliant actress. So
Yeah.
I probably would like it. Jess loved it.
Okay.
But I kind of, when did it come out? It came out
Pretty
after
recently.
Halloween, right?
Yeah, after Dahmer, I think.
But was it because I think the reason I didn't watch it was because I was like, Halloween's over, so I'm over like the scare. We watched a lot of scary stuff in October.
Yeah.
So I was kind of done with it.
Yeah.
But there's a phrase, and I'm gonna be the first poor person in the history of the universe to say this. Mm-hmm. Linoleum floor. I don't even know what it is. I just hear rich people say it.
Linoleum floor. Okay.
Linoleum. Do you know what that is?
No, I thought I did.
Did you grow up?
I feel like it's similar to aluminum.
Did you grow up with a lot of money?
No.
It's kind of my point.
Here's what's crazy, though.
Okay.
I learned the other day on a podcast that if you make $35,000 or above, you are in the top 1%.
Of the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the wealthiest 1%, which is weird.
But what percentage of wealth are you in America?
Yeah, that changes.
Yeah, significantly.
A lot, yeah. It's
I
weird.
mean, still probably, I don't know, because there basically is only 2 social classes now. There's supposed to be 3, but the middle class is kind of gone, you know?
Where do you think they fall now?
35,000 is
Is that middle class?
It should be, but it's not. Everything's too expensive.
Where do you think middle class ends?
I would say,
To you, at least.
I would say like you got to make like probably 60 grand, 60 to 70 grand to be middle class.
Okay.
But then if you're married and you're both making 60 or 70 grand, then you're only making 140K a year. And I still think that's only upper middle,
Yeah.
you know? But, yeah, especially because like the upper class it becomes because like if somebody makes $1 million in 1 year, they're upper class. But if somebody makes $10 million in 1 year, they're also upper class.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's too wide, you know, there's like basically 2 upper classes now and then no middle class, you know, to me, because I do construction, you know, whatever. And I have a job that like should be totally sustainable. Mm-hmm. But like if Jess and I were to break up, I wouldn't be able to afford rent. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. And I'm not even a year in yet. By the time I'm done, I'll be making enough. But I don't know. It's just like it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Linoleum.
Ooh.
I'm the first poor person in history to say it.
Do you know what it means?
Nope. I'm going to look it up.
Okay. While you look that up, I did my taxes recently. And last year, I made a third of what I make now. And, roughly a third. And I did my tax return, and I got like a good bit of money, you know. I'll just say it, last year I got like $3,000 for my tax return, but I didn't get like any COVID relief. So I think that like kind of made up for that.
Yeah.
So this year I'm like, I'm making 3 times as much.
So you're thinking
3 times
$9,000 tax return.
Yeah. And I was expecting that for so long.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't really like discuss it with anyone. So they didn't really like talk sense into me.
Yeah.
But like when I saw like the amount, I was so like disappointed.
So disappointed. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother, like, I had a job. I was working at UPS, and I don't remember how much I made that year, but I ended up owing money for my tax. I didn't get a tax return. I owed money.
Yeah.
And my brother collected unemployment for like 6 months at least out of that year, and he got like a fat tax return.
Wow.
So that's when I gave up on everything. I haven't paid my taxes from last year. I still owe them. And I haven't even gotten my are W-2s out?
Yeah. They're coming out now. I've received mine.
When you're supposed to receive them by like the end of February, right?
At least like if you're like expecting it, like it wouldn't hurt to reach out to your employer.
Because I mean, I'm supposed to. It's annoying enough having to wait for one, but now I got to wait for two because I got a new job. Well, shit, I worked for like 3 different companies doing drywall. So I might be waiting for like 4.
Ooh,
that would suck.
It's complicated.
I never thought about that.
Last year, like I quit like Walmart during that like tax period or whatever.
Yeah.
And like just to get that W-2 from the mart, it was just.
Oh, was it a pain in the ass? Yeah.
It sucked because they didn't like send it to me, and I thought I could like log in to like the portal digitally. It just sucked.
Yeah.
It's boring to talk about, but I hated it.
Yeah, I pulled my retirement from UPS. I had to do like an early withdrawal fee or something, but that kind of like saved my life. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But
the
whole thing is so aggravating. Like the whole thing, having to wait for W-2s, doing the taxes, it's so annoying.
Yes.
I don't make enough money to have to pay them more at the end of the year, you know?
Yeah.
They take so much out of my
It's
checks.
stupid.
I don't understand how I still owe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, do you prefer... Okay, obviously, when you meet someone, you shake their hand, right? But don't you think that bowing would be better?
It's definitely more hygienic.
Definitely more hygienic.
And
think of the amount of times in your life, but this happens to everyone, that you put your hand out, you go for a handshake. All right, put your hand out like you're going to shake my hand. Just a normal handshake. All right, and then they do like you know, and you get tied up, or you know, you put your hand. Oh, sorry. You know, and you get like they fist bump or whatever.
Yeah.
We have too many versions of it just in our country alone. But if we bow, there's only one way: hands at the sides, bow.
Yes. There's no like
mutual respect.
Our secret bow.
Yeah. You do it like this.
Yeah.
So it's just mutual respect, and then move on, have a conversation, and I don't have to go, you know.
Oh, right.
With the hand
Germex,
sanitizer, you know, which I don't do.
Yeah.
But I should.
Yeah.
Because the way that we show mutual respect in this country is dumb.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I like a lot of the things that we do in America, but our like greetings or whatever, the handshake over the bow, I wish we bowed instead.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought the handshakes up because I don't know. Whenever I like do a successful, whenever I do a diarrhea successful handshake, I don't know. I feel good.
There is
because I'm like, I'm not socially awkward.
Right, you are
because like check this out. Like try to like just flow with me.
All right. What's up?
You know.
So when it goes smoothly, it is awesome.
Yeah.
Or whenever like you do that and there's a nice clap and it makes a nice sound, or like a nice fist bump that like your knuckles and their knuckles meet,
the grooves
that they meet, right, and it doesn't like it's a hard fist bump and loud, but it doesn't hurt either party. Yeah, those are nice. No. So with bows, you can't be like, shit, that was a good bow.
That's true. That's true. The risk reward for the handshakes are, you know, there's no risk with the bow.
That is true.
I have one more thing to say about handshakes.
Yeah, go ahead.
But a sucky time recently I had with a handshake. I was at the gym, and this guy was like, "Sup, man?" You know, and like we shook our hands, and let me tell a backstory to this first, okay? Please do. To this handshake.
Yeah. Backstory to a handshake.
So my freshman year in college, I was wrestling at a practice, and I was wrestling, and I Easton rolled like one of the seniors, and like I held him there, and he could not get out.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Easton
And like,
roll's my favorite.
Yeah. He just could not get, because back then especially I was just a brick house, and he couldn't get out, so he tried like peeling my hands, but my grip strength back
Too
then
ridiculous,
was yeah. So in a moment of desperation, he grabs my pinky and yep. So
At practice?
Yeah.
Wow.
So my pinky was like this for just like a brief second, but straight up, like if you look now, this pinky droops lower than my left
that's
one.
That's relaxed?
Yeah, this one, yeah. Like because like the tendon like
it's
awry. It's just like it's gone, you know. So like now like I don't know. I'll make a fist. I'll make a fist, and like this sticks out further than this one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I gotta like be careful. If I wear gloves, I like just tuck these two fingers in the same like sleeve, finger sleeve, because like if I wear like big winter gloves, like it starts to ache.
Really?
Because like there's like too much like fluff in between it, and like it starts putting strain on that. So I just like tuck them
into one.
Yeah, or like if I ever wrestle, I have to like tape the two, So I'm just like, it's not a huge deal, but like it still affects me for the rest of my life. But so anyway, I just went in for this handshake at the gym. I'm like, "Sup, dude?" And my pinky just didn't make it in the whatever, and it just kind of like bent a little bit. I'm like,
yeah.
But I try to like play it off. I'm like, yeah, man, it just sucks.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see you.
Ow, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dude, what a piece of shit to do that
stupid.
at practice.
Yeah.
Just get Easton rolled, lick your wounds.
Yeah. I forgive the guy, but like don't chotch move.
Very chotch move. I loved the Easton roll. It might have been my favorite. I was so good at just like I could like just tight waist chop and get like a 2 count. I was so good at that, which is weird because the people that are good at that are lanky, like long, like you, built like you.
Yeah.
I had to be like the shortest guy that was good at tilts,
Yeah.
And like they're so, because you're rarely gonna pin anyone.
Yes.
But it's hard to get at, like the I forget what it's called. Ripcord. You got their arm between their legs.
Okay.
So they're like this, and then you put your arm underneath and just tilt that way, and there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Easton roll, nothing they can do except peel hands. Like a tight waist chop, you're gonna get a 2 count, and they're just gonna belly. It's easy to belly, but by the time they know what happened, it's already been a 2 count. For
a while, there was a point where I'd mastered it, but the only thing like that I like struggled with was like if a match was sweaty, I couldn't really get a grip.
True.
So for a little, I never did it, but I thought about like, what if I just like wrap my hands in tape?
Yeah.
So I just have like this,
I bet that works so well.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
And they'll never like like what they're like, oh, your hand's not actually
right.
But like, dude, like,
I bet. I never
that
thought of
cheat code.
Yeah. Life hack.
Yeah.
There was a match I wrestled. It's like my favorite story. I have the school record still for the most tech falls in a season and in a career.
Yeah.
I think there's a wrestler for South right now creeping up on the career.
The 2-pointer, I think.
I think that one's already beat.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think. I don't know. I have a few records. I mean, no big deal.
What's one?
My favorite one got beat the next year, so I really don't care. The wins. I had the most wins in a season, and it was beat by 1 win the very next year.
Yeah.
But
it's rough.
But I want to always have one. I want to have one for as long as possible at least. So the tech falls is fun. For those of you who don't know, a tech fall in wrestling or folk style high school Misha wrestling, you get a 15-point lead.
15-point gap. Yep.
You win. It's like a mercy rule. It's like wrestling's version of a mercy rule. I had 21 of them in one season, which
It's a lot.
like, I feel like that one will never get broken. You know? And it's cool because when you get a tech versus a pin, it's only one less team point. If you pin someone, you get 6. If you tech them, you get 5.
Yeah.
That might change. I don't know the rules now. They could be the same. They could be different. But, and then with tournaments, it's always different. But anyway, you want to try to get the most points possible. If you can pin someone, pin them. Get 6 points for your team. But my team in high school, when I was a senior, was so stacked that, like, at tournaments, we were ahead by, like, the team in second place would be, like, 80 points behind us. Yeah. So dual meets, we'd just all blowouts. So I knew I didn't have to worry about it. So I would go for tech falls all the time. I could have pinned every kid I teched. I could have pinned. Yeah. And then I might even have the record for pins. I don't know. I think the record's like 36 or something. But anyway, there was one match. My favorite one was a scoreless first period. First period, we both start on our feet. Nobody takes each other down. 2 minutes of just struggling, evenly matched. Mm-hmm. Coin flip. He wins, chooses bottom. Easton roll, Easton roll, Easton roll. It's like 9-0 after the second period, you know? So then, but I got like each kind. You can do an Easton roll if they're flat. You know, you put your forehead down and you like basically use your forehead as your base and you flip over and do it that way. That's the hardest one. Then the when they're on their base, the standard Easton roll, and then standing Easton roll. Yeah, I got all 3 of them in this one match. You know, and just like all Easton rolls, and I ended up teching him. Yeah, you know, after a scoreless first period, I teched him in the third period. Yeah, that was fun. I always tried to tech people. I just loved it. I loved running up the score, you know, because in wrestling's like the only sport where it's not unsportsmanlike to run up the score. Yeah. That's why there's a mercy rule. Otherwise, there'd be matches where people would win like 40-0. You know, like, that would be awesome.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, the Easton, it's like, it's almost like not fair if you're like good at that. Because it's just like you spam that button, you know? It's just Easton.
Well, and like, there's some refs, because after you get back points, you have to let go, and basically your hands can't even be touching them. Yeah. And then they dump the points, and then you go to work again. Yes. But in Easton roll, all you have is their arm. You roll, and then they're back on their base, and it looks like they're out, you know? But you still have their arms, so the ref will dump the points.
Oh, okay.
It happened a lot.
Depends on the ref, in my experience.
It definitely depends on the ref, but also it might not happen as much. Because, like, when Sanker taught us the Easton roll, it was brand new. Was it? Yeah. Oh, wow. It was only, I think, I mean, maybe it was just brand new to us, but okay. Like, when he taught it to us, we were the first group he taught it to. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know if it was brand new
to FCS wrestling. It was a new thing.
Yeah. But it also might have been new, like, in Missouri. It could be regional, you know, who knows? I don't know how it worked, but nobody was doing it. So, it could be that the refs, like, because all you have is their arm, so it looks like they're out, but they're not. Yeah. So, I mean, but like I said, you're supposed to be making no contact with them. So, it definitely depended on the ref.
For sure.
Yeah. Man, it's funny that you said that about taping, like, the cheat codes. There's so many cheat codes you could do with wrestling that, like, there was, they check your fingernails or whatever, but one of my teammates, when I was like a sophomore, he clipped his nails, but he left like a really sharp edge on his thumb.
What a cuck.
So the ref feels the fingernails, but you can't feel that. Yeah. And then me, like, I would go collarbones, you know, when I would crossface, I would like take my knuckle and just drag it across their, like, just, I was a dick, you know? Yeah. And there was one match where I tilted this kid, and like I said, put his arm, ripcord, arm between the legs, and then I'm grabbing his wrist, but his wrist is next to his family jewels. Right. So I'm just like My grip strength was strong.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed whatever was there.
Oh.
I just feel stuff rolling around in my hand. I'm like, oh, that's more than a wrist, but I'm running with
Oh no.
Poor kid.
Oh no.
I mean, he had to
That's terrible.
He had to be so stoked when the match is over.
Yeah,
You know, like I don't
yeah.
care that I lost, just let me go.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like one of my problems was like I was never like mean enough.
Oh yeah.
You know, I kind of fixed that eventually a little bit, but I was still kind of passive. But like there's some been like dirty things that happened to me, but
the things I did, they would never be like an injury. It would hurt really bad, be extremely uncomfortable, but it was never an injury. Like Like the dude,
you never like intentionally dome a kid. You know?
Never did that.
Yeah.
The kid grabbing your pinky at practice is fully unacceptable. I think.
That's like different.
It's not only is it completely like you're actively trying to snap somebody's pinky. It's also practice.
Yes. Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter that you just got used to it.
Yeah.
You know, if you lose, nobody's keeping score except for the two of you. You know, so completely unacceptable. Is that somebody that I know who did that?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
So
where did they go to high school?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the person?
I don't want to give too much information.
Yeah, but this person, if they're listening, they already know that they did it. And
if they're listening,
If you tell me what school
unless
they
if
went
they
to,
just like drowned it in their past, just
if you tell me what school they went to, no one else is gonna know. So
they didn't go. They didn't wrestle in like Missouri.
Oh, okay.
So
well, that person's a cuck.
It's whatever. Do you have any more notes?
No, I'm out.
Okay. I have stuff to talk about.
Please do. What time are we at?
We're at an hour and 2 minutes.
Nice.
So
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But we probably spent the first 2 minutes with other things that we did.
Yeah. So
it works out.
Yeah. I did musical improv a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did that entail?
Ooh, so that we were just what happened? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know what happened.
You tell me. Yeah, so every Thursday I go to this place called the Improv Shop, and they have shows, and I've been doing like, just like shows a little bit. I've been participating in them. But I think it was last Thursday. There was musical improv, and nobody really did it. Like the people who do the shows regularly, they were also kind of new to it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like almost a class, and they would just give us like prompts. So I guess for example, there was like 7 of us on stage at one time, and we had to like sing, but each line had to be in alphabetical order. So someone in the audience would give us a topic, and they'd be like, apples, okay? So let's say like we're in a line of 7 or whatever. You say a line with the letter that starts with the letter A. I go a line with B, and there's like
it's just words, or we're trying to make a sentence.
We make a song, like a lyric, like a verse, but it starts with this letter,
Gotcha.
So there's this like piano player, that kind of like adapts to like, he was impressive, you know, the fact that he could just, like riff cool. Like that.
That's crazy.
But like it was like groceries, and then like someone was like, apples is what I'm looking for, or whatever.
Right.
And then I forgot what the B person said, but I was C, so I was like, cantaloupes is all I see, just like, it's just goofy stuff like that.
Weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Sounds like it wouldn't be my bag.
Yeah.
In the slightest.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. And there was like another part where like we'd make raps, but it was like in the Beastie Boys style. So there was like a beat, and like 2 teams were on like on the stage facing off.
Yeah.
And they'd say something like they would get a word from the audience saying like hill.
Yeah.
So they'll say like, yeah, I stand by this argument. I'll die on this. and the people in the back on his team like Hill, you know, like
right.
Beastie Boys.
Right.
So I was like, you know, I don't know, something. I like cereal. Call that General Mill. Yeah, or whatever. Mills. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Did you?
It was like very, ooh, dude, it was uncomfortable. At the very beginning, we had to sing like a song, like a real song. There was no piano player.
Yeah.
And just one of us go on the stage and like sing by ourselves.
Wow.
And there was like 30 people in the audience, but the fact that you had to sing in front of everyone.
Did you do that?
I did have to do that.
Wow.
I didn't have to, but like, so like someone would sing a song, and if there was like a certain lyric in the song, they'd like the next person would be kind of I don't know, like, okay, what was the Journey song? Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Don't Stop Believing, you know. And then the next person would tap the guy, and like maybe there's like Believer by like Imagine Dragons, and like Believe, you know that song, you know?
I don't know it.
Well, shit.
The only song I know by them is Radioactive.
Okay. But pretty much you're supposed to listen, and if there's like a lyric or the song reminds you of a different song, then you go up there, tap the guy, and sing. So
someone tapped you?
Yeah. Like the person before me was singing like Low by John Bellion. You know that song?
No.
Cool.
I know Low by Flo Rida.
Funny that you say that, because it was my time pretty much. So I walked up there, tapped the guy, and I sung Low by Flo Rida.
Yeah.
And it was very uncomfortable, but I like it's
Which part of the song did you sing?
Shawty got them apple bottom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine you singing Flo Rida's Low in front of a audience.
Yes. But it was like, it was fine, because like it was in an environment where like you're supposed to sing, you know? Like, so everyone was uncomfortable pretty much. Yeah. So it like, I don't know, it was all right. And like once you start singing, like they hype you up, they sing along, you know? Right. There's laughter. Yeah. So
I guess that's the cool part, is nobody's really judging you, because they're all doing it, and they're all probably. Definitely. That's what they say is like the number one thing about like the improv theater, all that shit, is like you can't judge yourself. Yeah. You know, so I guess I know when I did theater in high school, it was like they were like my favorite. I got along with everybody. I was friends with all the cliques, you know. I wasn't in all the cliques, but I knew and like was friends with people from all of them. But like the theater clique was like the best clique, you know.
The clique
like group.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
You never heard of cliques?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
Go on.
But yeah, the theater clique was like the most They were all weird. Yeah. But like, and sometimes they would say something that would make you go, come on. That was really weird. Did that. But like, they were so sweet and like just zero judgment. And, like, they were like my favorite group. Okay. Jess tried FaceTiming me. She knows what I'm doing. So I don't know.
So I don't know what's up with that. Yeah. No. I have more to say. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know if she knows what I'm doing.
All right.
She did that at her own. That's why it only rang for a second. She called. She's like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like definitely like, it's a different crowd. The majority of the people who do improv, different crowd than like the crowd I usually am around, you know.
Athletes, college students.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very different. But like, I get along and like we enjoy the craft, you know. Yeah. So it's a good time. Yeah. You know.
I bet. Are they weirdos? I know you don't want to say, but weirdo isn't a bad. I've been a weirdo my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know,
different.
You get it. Let's put it that way. You get
Come on, beating around the bush ass Caleb. Call them fucking weirdos, dude.
Say it how it is.
No, I mean you could call people weird and not be insulting them. I mean, I'm sure you like these people a lot. They sound like great people.
Yeah.
You know, but it's okay that they're weird. You're one of the weirdest people I know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm offended by that.
yeah, I bet.
Oh, but I have more.
Say more then.
All right.
What are we at? Like 110 now, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, before I did that, I auditioned for a musical.
Did you?
Yeah. Did I say this?
Oh, you did. You told me about it. I don't think you told me about it on the podcast. So I think you told me about it on the phone.
Okay.
Or something.
Yeah. So I guess that primed me for musical improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like getting better at singing?
I've noticed my voice has been kind of like my vocal cords I feel like they've weakened.
Weakened?
Yeah. Like sometimes like I'll do like a weird voice at improv, or maybe like I'll sing with a guitar, and like afterwards I'm like, whew, my voice is kind of sore. So yeah. I think I don't know how to use my voice, you know? But
it's weird. I sing a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not like a singer.
Right. We're not trained.
Definitely never been trained.
Right.
I never did choir, nothing like that. People have told me that I have a good voice, whatever, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's weird because I'll get in, like, a mood where I listen to a lot of alternative rock, a lot of, like, yelly kind of rock. Not necessarily screamo, but they'll, like, yell to scream.
High-pitched, maybe.
Sort of, but, like somewhere in between screaming and not screaming.
Okay.
You know? And, like, if I listen to that for a long time and sing along to it, then my voice will, like, adapt to that.
Yeah.
But then if I listen to a lot of, like, Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, Drake, and sing along to that, my voice adapts to that. And, like, I'll, like, sing, I'll go back to a song that I used to sing well.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, shit, I gotta get...
Yeah.
I gotta get my yeah, like I gotta get my voice used to doing that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like if I sing alternative rock, then my voice is more like hoarse, a little bit like a little more like that, you know?
Yeah.
Probably like it is now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I used to have a
silky, buttery,
softer voice until I sang a lot of hard vocals.
I feel like that just goes with age too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like your voice gets more gravelly.
I worked in a dusty, gross warehouse for 4 years too. You know?
Yeah, you have like 50 years of smoking under your belt and never touched a cigarette. Yeah.
Like black lung, you know, just because they drove the trucks around inside. I've never worked in a coal mine, but I have the same thing.
You might as you have the same symptoms of one who has.
Yeah. Wow. So I mean. That's why I asked if you were getting better, because you can get better at singing. It's not like people are definitely born gifted or not, but you can get better at it.
Yeah.
You know,
so I think I have, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm good.
Yeah.
You know,
it's hard. Singing is hard, and like most of my life, all I did was sing in the shower, but I sang hard in the shower.
Yeah.
You know, and meant it.
Yeah.
Sang hard and meant it in the shower. you know, that's like...
Doesn't mean it sounds good, but there's passion behind it.
Yeah, but like I think that it probably sounds better than it did the first time I did it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just weird stuff like that. Like, just doing it a lot. It's like reps.
Yeah.
You know? That's like what...
Reps and mileage.
I always hated my voice. I just liked singing because it felt good.
Yeah.
But then, like, people started... I would sing around somebody, just like not even thinking about it, and then they would compliment me or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, shut up," you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. Oh, you're the best thing I've ever heard. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know.
Yeah.
No one said I'm the best.
Oh, shut up.
But it was just like you know, not great. They would say, "Oh, you have a good voice." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Now I'm never singing in front of you again. Thanks a lot. So yeah, it's just weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good. Singing's good. It's good for the soul.
It is good for the soul, for real. I mean, there's been times I'll come home, I'll have like a bad day and like just be pissed off or whatever and get in the shower and just sing some really powerful shit. And then like, just like I just get it all out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have another thing.
Go ahead. Pissing me off so bad, dude. Just say the next thing.
Yeah. At, not last Thursday, but this past Thursday. Is there a difference? Not last Thursday, but this past?
We're still technically in the same week. The week starts over tomorrow because on a calendar, it's Sunday through Saturday. So last Thursday would be like, what's today?
Saturday.
The 11th, which would make Thursday the 9th. So last Thursday, I feel like, would be February 2nd.
Okay, good.
So
We're on the same page.
I think you're on the right track.
Cool.
It's just weird because it's the weekend.
Yeah.
It gets funky on the weekend.
It gets funky, for sure. Yeah, so last Thursday, I did musical improv. This past Thursday, I just did normal improv.
Yeah.
As normal as it is, you know.
Right.
Anyway.
Because they're all fucking weirdos, just like you said.
I didn't say it. But, yeah. We did a show, and then after the show, there was like another show where it was like, the owner or the head of the improv shop kind of like would critique a scene that two people would do, and the two people were picked at random. So I was picked with this other person who was actually like in a group, you know?
Yeah.
Your pants good?
Yeah. It's a little stain. Don't know what it is.
Sorry to hear that.
Could be blood.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
No, you're good. No, we did a scene, and pretty much the guy would the Andy is his name. Andy would critique the scene and give us tips to like fix it.
Yeah.
You know. So I was we did a scene pretty much for an improv scene. You need to establish what the relationship is between you two to make it interesting, where you guys are, and then emotions.
Oh, it was just you and a partner?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. There was like 15 people in the audience, and they all did improv. So, right. It was like a class almost, and pretty much the scene started like we got a suggestion. It was shoes. The girl was like, "Hey, I like your shoes." I'm like, "Oh yeah, these Air Force Jordan 7s, you know."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, we should trade." I'm like, "All right, but like, can I get those shoes?" It was really boring. It was a stupid scene, right? And Andy was like, "Hold on. Where are you guys at?" Like, well, we don't know yet. And we're like, "Well, fix that."
Chill the fuck out, Andy. We haven't got there yet.
Yeah. And they're like, "What's your relationship?" And they're like, "I don't know." They're like, "Fix that," you know? So we did the scene again, and my partner Nina, she was like,
Nina?
Yeah. Is there a problem? You got a problem with that?
Her name's Nina?
Yeah. What?
I don't know. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's like you're so taken aback by that name. You know, like, it's like, I don't know, like.
It's just a sexy ass name.
Okay. It was like,
sounds hot.
Cool.
I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. Great.
So chill out with Nina, all right?
Yeah,
trying to throw her in my face.
Her name was freaking, I don't know, Tabitha.
All right.
How about that? All right.
That's a decent name, but it's not as sexy as Nina.
All right. So Tabitha, she was like, yeah, hey, cousin Gerald, I like your shoes. We should trade these because I want to look good at this wedding. So, you know, now we have a scenery and a relationship.
Okay.
Scenery is not super specific yet.
Yeah, because it sounds like the wedding is upcoming.
Yeah. But anyway, so like we were talking, and Andy was like, "Stop!" I was like,
Andy's driving me crazy.
Yeah. No, but like his critiques were valuable,
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, your cousins. What is, like, I don't know about you, but like cousins, like they could be anything. You could have a good relationship with your cousin. You could have a bad, they're. And I was like, yeah, they kind of just exist. She's like, yeah, exactly. Like that. It's pretty much saying like, oh, what's your relationship? We're related,
Right.
So like, he was like, do it again and also find an emotion, right? So, we did it. She was like, yeah, I like your shoes. And I was like, yeah, I know. I brought up like how we'd been best friends since the age of 7, you know?
Right.
And, I don't know. He's like, stop. I need you to be angry or like choose an emotion. And she was like, okay, I want your shoes. I'm like, right now at the wedding? And like, why bring it up now?
Yeah.
And, she's like, give me your shoes. I'm like, no, I'm not going to give you my shoes,
Right.
And, she's like, come on, just like this once, And I'm like, okay, And I give him my shoes and then he's like, stop. Like, why? Like, keep being angry. Don't cave in,
Right.
But
yeah,
like,
but improv is yes and.
Yeah. There's yes and until Andy comes in and critiques you. Okay. So pretty much to make the scene more interesting, I had to continue to be angry, but I like that's not like a natural emotion for me.
Right.
So I was kind of like uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay, that's my way out. Give her the shoes, or like we compromise somehow.
Right.
But to make the scene interesting, I had to feed into that emotion.
Yeah.
And raise the stakes, So instead, like, she was like, do the scene again, but continue to be angry until there's like a breaking point where you say something so, outlandish. She is taken aback, and there's like a pause moment where it's like, you really think that? Or something,
right.
And it's like, so that's what makes it like interesting. Or you could choose 4 emotions. You could be mad, glad or happy, sad or afraid. That's like the 4 emotions we go by.
Right.
So anyway, I was just like, we did the scene again. I'm like, you want my shoes at this wedding right now? Like last week, like you wanted my jacket. I gave you my Gucci gang chain last week to like, like yesterday.
My gold teeth.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm drawing the line right now. Like we can't do that,
Right.
And she's like, give me them, and like, I like just like lost my temper.
Yeah.
And like it made for a more interesting scene.
Right.
Whereas like originally it was just us like sitting in chairs like, I like your shoes. Oh, do you? Cool. Like we didn't have any emotion,
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. That
sounds pretty interesting.
I'm learning and it's starting to get fun. Like I want to like try that.
What would you say her emotion during the scene was? When you found your emotion and it was angry, what was her emotion?
It was kind of, so it was kind of hard to tell a little bit. So that was something, I guess she could have like improved on, like make an obvious emotion.
Right.
But if I had to choose, I think it was like angry, but I think she was just like a soft spoken person.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard to.
You said the 4 are happy, angry, sad, and afraid.
Yeah.
Stressed. I think if hers was like stressed, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's like her stress is irking you, making you angrier.
Yeah,
and then like your anger is making her more stressed.
Yep.
That would have been
that's exactly. That's how a scene could go.
Yeah.
Or like there was another scene where this guy was like angry and he was like the landlord or something, and like a servant or whatever was like fixing something, and he just did a terrible job, but the servant was really happy. So the landlord or whatever was like, dude, what are you doing? You're doing a shit job for this, like wall or whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, it's my first time,
Yeah.
So like you choose an emotion, you stick with it,
Right.
At least for like a short scene. So like it makes it more interesting rather than just, like if you don't know what your emotion is, it's hard to make a good scene.
Well, and you
yeah.
are notoriously monotone.
Yeah.
You're not as bad as you used to be, though.
Thanks. Yeah. I keep
trying to drink it. It's fucking
You could
empty.
get another one. All right.
I just want to say that I was joking about Nina being a sexy name. All right.
For the record, yeah.
It's my aunt's name, so it's kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
She gets the wrong person, then that's going to be an awkward
For
Christmas
sure.
next year or whatever. But yeah.
All right.
Nina? I don't even know why that happened.
He's just so like, what? But yeah, I think I'm going to, next Thursday, I'm going to try something. I'm going to, for like the show, I'm going to be a sergeant in like a war. I'm going to roll out, like just do a somersault on stage, pretend I have a gun, and I'll be like, get some, with the gun, like, pew, pew, get some, And if someone will walk out, you can't like premeditate improv, but you could like think of a starter at least.
Right.
So the goal there is I'm gonna be an angry drill sergeant, and I'm gonna feed in you gotta
stay that way.
Where the hell have you been, boy?
Right.
And just like,
and you have to stay that way the whole time.
And so elevate it even.
There can't be, or could there be, like a moment where, like what he said, where she is taken aback, and then could you switch from angry to like apologetic? Like,
yeah.
Sad that you hurt
so
their
I kind of
feelings?
like that was out of hand,
Right.
And it's like a pause moment, and maybe there's a pause moment, and she might do something that'll make me angry again.
Right.
Okay. So it's like a cycle. Like, I'm angry. Oop, I say something outlandish, or she says something, and it's a pause moment. She triggers me to be angry again. Or like, it could be like, you're a happy person, and maybe I'm like sad. I'm sad. And like, maybe there's a pause moment where you say something inspiring. I'm like, you really think so?
Right.
And it's like a nice moment. And then you say something like, yeah, but you're still ugly. And I'm like, I'm sad.
Right.
So it's like, it's just that cycle.
Yeah.
For at least this style of improv.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because so there can't be like a resolution, like an ending to this style?
That I guess like that would be like a typical ending. Like, I'm sad. Then we have like a pause moment. And then that moment where I'm sad again, that's when someone will like run in front, and that's the end of the scene.
Right.
Because like that's a good ending. Like, oh, here we go again.
Right. Right.
So, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That's all. It's a good time. I'd recommend.
We done?
Yeah.
Because I'm out of notes, dude.
All right,
and also, we're like pretty deep into it now. Probably like an hour and a quarter now, huh?
Something like that.
Hour and a third.
Hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. What episode is this? 23?
24.
24? Wow. This has been episode 24 of The Dude and the Guy.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Thanks for watching. Toodaloo.
Next time on The Dude and the Guy.
Oh, you're still here?
We haven't filmed the next episode yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Use your heads.
Amateurs.